Hey, Bills Mafia, what's up? Welcome back to the channel where we bring you the latest and greatest Buffalo Bills news. Before we dive in, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to stay updated with everything happening in Buffalo. The Bills are constantly working to improve, making moves to put this team in the best position to win a Super Bowl. And today we've got some big news that could shake up the roster and impact the future of this team. Von Miller's future in Buffalo, a massive contract extension for Khalil Shakir, and what's next for Keon Coleman after an up-and-down rookie season? We're breaking it all down right now, so stick around to the end and drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's go! All right, Bills fans, let's start with the elephant in the room, Von Miller. The man is a future Hall of Famer, no doubt about it. But after 2 seasons in Buffalo, it looks like his time with the team may be coming to an end. Miller signed a massive $120 million contract back in 2022, and while we all had high hopes that he'd be the missing piece to push us over the top, injuries have really limited his production. He'll be 36 years old next month, and last season he played more of a rotational role, logging 6 sacks in 13 games. Not exactly the dominant force we saw back in his prime with the Broncos and Rams. Now, the rumors are swirling that Miller could end up with the Dallas Cowboys, his hometown team. A post-June 3rd cut would save the Bills around $11 million in cap space, which is huge given the team's current cap situation. GM Brandon Beane had nothing but respect for Miller when speaking at the NFL Combine, saying, "Von did something unprecedented. He was guaranteed $10 or $11 million, and he took a pay cut below his actual guarantee. And you're talking about a first ballot Hall of Famer that did that. So a lot of respect for what he did to come back and try and help us chase this trophy. And as the year went on, he showed he can still play. But the question remains, is keeping Von Miller worth the price tag? Or should the Bills cut ties, save cap space, and look for a younger edge rusher in free agency or the draft? And if Miller does end up in Dallas, would he actually help their defense? He once said he'd take less to play for the Cowboys, but how much less are we talking? Would Dallas even be interested? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Would you keep Miller for another season, or is it time to move on? Now, let's talk about some positive news for the Bills. Khalil Shakir just locked in a 4-year, $60, $2 million contract extension with $32 million guaranteed. That's a huge commitment from the Bills, and it shows just how much they believe in him as a core piece of this offense. Shakir had a breakout season in 2024, catching 76 passes for 821 yards and 4 touchdowns. He wasn't just a role player. He became one of Josh Allen's most reliable targets. And with this extension, the Bills are making it clear. Shakir is a key part of the future. This move also signals that the team may not be going all in on signing a big-name free agent WR. With the Bills facing a tight salary cap, locking up Shakir now means they can focus on other areas of need. What do you guys think? Is Shakir ready to be WR1 in Buffalo, or do the Bills still need to make a splash at WR in the draft or free agency? Now let's shift gears to another WR, Keon Coleman. There's no doubt he had an up-and-down rookie season. The second-round pick showed flashes of big playability, but overall his first year in the league was a bit rocky. Coleman finished with 29 receptions for 556 yards and 4 touchdowns in 13 games. He had just 100-yard game all season and missed 4 games due to injury. Not exactly the impact we were hoping for, but Sean McDermott made it clear at the NFL Combine that the team still believes in him. They just need him to step up. In year 2, we're looking for him to learn from those moments of adversity and come back and have a really strong offseason. With Shakir now locked in long-term and T. Dalton Kincaid also emerging as a top target, the question is, where does that leave Coleman? Is he ready to take on a bigger role? The Bills need him to step up, especially with veterans like Amari Cooper and Mack Hollins potentially on the way out. The good news? When Coleman made plays, they were big plays. 22 of his 29 receptions went for first downs, meaning when Josh Allen looked his way, it was usually in a critical situation. That's promising. Now, with a full off season to improve, Coleman has a chance to break out in 2025. But do you believe he's ready to take that next step? Or should the Bills bring in another WR to compete with him? Let us know in the comments. Let's start with James Cook. The third-year running back is coming off an incredible season, rushing for over 1,000 yards for the second consecutive year and scoring 16 regular season touchdowns, with an additional 3 in the playoffs. That's elite-level production, and Cook knows it. Heading into the final year of his rookie contract, Cook is making it clear. He wants to be one of the highest-paid running backs in the league. Reports suggest he's seeking a deal worth around $15 million per year, which would place him second, only to Christian McCaffrey in terms of running back salaries. Right now, Cook's base salary for the upcoming season is just over $5 million. That's a massive jump. The question is, do the Bills value Cook enough to make him a top-tier paid running back? Historically, Buffalo hasn't been a team that invests heavily in the running back position. We've seen the league shift away from paying big money to running backs due to the short shelf life of the position. That said, Cook's production speaks for itself. He's dynamic, reliable, and a crucial part of the offense. Losing him would put a major hole in Buffalo's backfield, where the other running backs on the roster, Ty Johnson and rookie Ray Davis, aren't exactly proven. Now, let's talk about the face of the franchise, Josh Allen. Allen signed a 6-year, $258 million contract back in 2021, which at the time made him one of the highest paid quarterbacks in the league. But fast forward to today, and his $43 million average annual salary has been dwarfed by newer contracts for guys like Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, and Patrick Mahomes. After another MVP caliber season, Allen is due for a contract restructure that will likely increase his earnings. USA Today recently reported that Allen is expected to have his deal reworked this offseason, given his production and the rising quarterback market. If the Bills go down this road, they'll have to be strategic. While paying their franchise quarterback top dollar is a no-brainer, doing so could make it nearly impossible to meet Cook's contract demands. On paper, it seems unlikely. No, the Bills are already projected to be over the salary cap, which means tough financial decisions are ahead. Giving Allen more money and extending Cook could force Buffalo to make sacrifices elsewhere, possibly cutting or restructuring deals for key veterans. The front office will have to decide if keeping Cook at an elite price is worth potentially weakening other areas of the team. Brandon Beane and Sean McDermott will have to be smart with how they handle these negotiations. We know Allen isn't going anywhere, but Cook's future is much more uncertain. The Bills could explore alternatives like the franchise tag or a short-term deal to keep him around for another season without fully committing long-term. Another factor to consider is how the NFL values running backs. Teams have grown hesitant about giving big money contracts to running backs due to injuries and declining production over time. Just look at Ezekiel Elliott, Dalvin Cook, and Alvin Kamara, guys who signed massive deals but saw their roles diminish within a few years. Cook is only 24 and still in his prime, but if history tells us anything, paying a running back top tier money can be risky. Would it be better for the Bills to draft another young running back in April and allocate resources elsewhere? That's a discussion the front office is surely having. So there you have it, Bills Mafia. Some major moves and questions heading into the 2025 season. Will the Bills move on from Von Miller? Can Khalil Shakir live up to his big new contract? And will Keon Coleman make the leap in year 2? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We want to hear from you. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Let's get this channel to insert goal number subscribers. As always, go Bills.